Alert forecast.
Yes, that snow globe was shaken early this morning during the pre-dawn hours as the snow came down and we awoke to that winter wonderland. 2 to 3 inches were common. Some areas seeing a little bit more, but again, it was a light, fluffy snow across the region. McCormick Observatory here in Charlottesville, 3 inches. Earlysville, our weather watcher Bob Freund, 3.8. Crozet had 4.2. Waynesboro nearing 4, and Wintergreen had 5. Of course, our local ski resorts, both Wintergreen and Massanutten, opening this weekend. They've had the cold air to make snow, and they've had natural snow here today. Here's a nice scene of the winter white and the winter stillness at Beaver Creek in western Albemarle by Chris Scott. And here's a nice shot from Stanton's Gypsy Hill Park from Margaret Johnson looking up the creek, and again, a winter wonderland out there to enjoy. Of course, temperatures during the day never made it above freezing, and we still have some very light precipitation out there, mainly in the form of some spotty freezing drizzle, and we do have some areas of fog. So that's going to be some concern overnight as temperatures will basically fall into the middle 20s. Now, along the Route 15 corridor and points east, we do have a winter weather advisory, but really those hazards still at play even out to the west for patchy areas of freezing drizzle and fog. Fog may fluctuate in terms of visibility overnight, but I think we will have it in the morning, and of course that will be some freezing fog. So just be mindful of icy spots heading for the overnight period. We're not going to be able to see that very light precipitation that is falling underneath that cloud deck. Of course, that was the snow from earlier in the day. Most of that occurred early this morning, then began to taper off mid to late morning. Temperatures overnight in the mid-20s, again highlighting those icy areas, and that's why the first alert weather day continues for the early morning hours. Temperatures in the morning will start in the 20s. We should start to see some sunshine. Most of us will top out in the low and mid 40s, so we'll get some melting. We'll do the refreeze again as temperatures by Sunday morning will fall back into the 20s, and Sunday's temperatures will be similar to Saturday's, back in the low and mid 40s, still below average. But again, some sunshine will help things out. Late Sunday evening, Sunday night, another cold front will sweep through, and that will usher in another reinforcing shot of colder air for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Of course, the big game tomorrow night at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Temperatures at kickoff in the low 40s, but should be a great game to see. So high pressures out to our west. That will nudge closer tomorrow, help scour out some of these low clouds as our storm system is now off the Delmarva Peninsula that brought the snow. Of course, you can see the cold air, and we've been dealing with below average temperatures since Thanksgiving, so it's been over a week, and the overall continuation of this pattern will continue. Mid-20s here tonight. Again, watch those icy areas, some patchy freezing drizzle or patchy freezing fog. There's a look at the Michael and Sons 7-day forecast. You can see that blast of colder air first part of next week. And as we get toward the Wednesday, Thursday time frame, there'll be another front coming through. We'll watch that over the next several days. We'll get a little bump in the numbers and then a little bit colder possibly by the end of the week.
All right, Eric, thanks.